If you click this video, it's because somewhere in the back of your mind, you already know that charging by the hour has a ceiling. You are probably good at what you do. You deliver results. And yet, you are still trading time for money, one project at a time. What if one single client paid you $350,000? Not over a decade, not from a massive retainer with a Fortune 500 company, from a single relationship built on results, with someone who was doing $15,000 a month when you found him. I'm going to show you exactly how that happened for me, how I found the client, the scope of work, the real numbers, and also how you can replicate this faster today with AI. One thing before I start, after this video, you're going to want to know how to find clients like Manuel. That's the reason why I have left a link to our outreach video in the description. Watch this first, then go get the call. If you don't know me yet, I'm Ved, the founder of Digital Brothers, one of the largest marketing agencies in France. We have generated more than 75 million euros for our clients in less than 5 years. I built this entire agency from scratch, more than 40 people within my team, and a total of 400 clients served. So before I show you exactly how I got paid $350,000 from one client, I want to tell you how I found this client. So the client we're going to talk about today, he has an online business. He's selling services to other business owners. And I found him through Instagram. I just did some outreach, sent some cold DMs. You can have my exact structure for free in my free school community. You only have to click the link below. And the guy wasn't looking for an agency. I just went to him. And at that time, we were a media buying agency. We were running Facebook ads for our customers. That was our core offer. But the thing is, we quickly realized that you cannot deliver real results with one piece of the puzzle. We ended up realizing that we were sometimes sending traffic to a broken funnel and that we were just sending leads to a leaking bucket. So again, if you have a great funnel but the wrong messaging, your ads won't work. If you're getting plenty of leads and calls but no one shows on the call, again, your ads are not working. So the customer stops paying you and thinks it's your fault. So that's why we moved from being a media buying agency to becoming a full stack agency, so we can control the entire process and system. So it's essentially funnel, ads, emails, media buying, and the entire chain from A to Z. So the first point here is that if you want to land these type of clients, you should be shifting from offering only one service, one part of the puzzle, to mastering the entire chain and work on having a system. Now, before I get into the scope of work, I want you to understand something, because this is the shift that matters the most. You can do the exact same work for two different clients and get paid completely differently. And it's not because one client is more grateful than the other. It's because if you add 10% of revenue to a business doing 1 million a year, that's $100,000. On the other hand, if you add 10% to a business doing $50,000 a year, that's a $5,000 increase. So you're basically using the same skill set you have. You're doing the same work, but the additional value you provide is completely different. So you have to understand that the client you choose will determine your ceiling, not your skill level. And so back to this client, Manuel, he had the right business model. He had the right offer. He had real results for his clients. He was basically helping his clients to save on taxes. That was the solution he was providing. And so when I found him, he was doing 15 euros a month. He had an organic funnel. He was posting on LinkedIn and Instagram, and he was sending people to a Facebook group. He wasn't really running ads because whenever he was running them, the cost per lead was way too high. So he thought that ads were not working for him. And the reality is that the ads were not the problem. Whenever he was running ads, he was sending traffic to a leaking bucket. And you don't fix a traffic problem by sending more traffic. You have to fix the bucket first. So I saw this guy, I found him on Instagram, I checked the ad library, I saw he was running ads, and I used my two-step outreach strategy. You can get it by watching this video. You have a complete step-by-step breakdown on how I reach out to customers. For the sake of this video, I don't want to get too much into details. If you haven't watched my outreach video yet, I strongly recommend you do after this video. So I signed this client on a small retainer. It was 2.5K a month, so $2,500 a month, plus 30% of the additional profit we will bring to his business. And at that time, he was doing like almost 8,000 euros per month in profit. And so when I got this client, the first thing we did is that we looked at the market. What were competitors doing? Where was the gap? What were people who were running ads within the same market doing in his industry? And we understood that Manuel had a strong offer, but he wasn't presenting it in a way the market needed to hear it. So we just went back to a drawing board and we rebuilt the positioning. We increased the prices and we made the offer irresistible. We didn't add more deliverables. We just went more specific about the outcome and the customers you want to serve. So we decided to break down this offer and focus on one niche, which allowed us to make our marketing super specific to the customers we want to serve. I want you to understand something. People don't buy services. They buy the version of their life where the problem is gone. And your positioning has to communicate that. So once we understood this, we decided to build a complete different funnel. As I told you at the beginning of this video, he was sending traffic to a Facebook group, which means we didn't have any tracking. We were not able to see what was performing or not. So we decided to create an automated funnel for him. So you have different type of funnels. You have lead magnets, webinars, challenges, book shipping, free plus shipping, low ticket. We decided to go for a video sales letter. So a VSL funnel is pretty simple. So it's a funnel where the value proposition is discover the exact 3-step formula we're using to help entrepreneurs save up to $10,000 a month on taxes. And so you have a landing page where you're just presenting what the video is about, summarizing the video in 3 bullet points. You have a social proof section showing the audience why they should listen to us. And then most importantly, you have a call to action button. This call to action is designed to collect your customer data. That's where you collect leads. You're asking for the name, their email address, and their phone number. Once you have this data, it will allow you to trigger some automated emails and SMS and also WhatsApp messages. I'll come back to this later. But once they submit their information, they land on the VSL page. That's where you're gonna have the video. So the video is entirely scripted by a copywriter. Nowadays, you can do this with Claude. And the video will walk the prospect through different stages. Why they're here, what they are trying to solve, how it works. You just break down the process in 3 steps. Again, you put some social proof and you show some results. And then by the end of the video, you give them 2 options. Option A, you walk away with the strategy and you try to implement it yourself, in which case you might lose time and you might do a lot of mistakes. Option B, you want us to implement this for you, in which case you can book a call so we can see if you're a fit. That's it. So again, here you have a call to action button underneath the video. When people click on it, they land on the next page, which is the call booking page. And here it's pretty simple. You have a headline, what the call is about. You put the calendar and you just put some testimonials below. And then when the customer book his slot, he lands on the next page, which is the thank you page. And this page is the most important part of the funnel because that's where you're gonna educate the prospect about what they can expect from the call, but also what they need to prepare on their end. And you're gonna let them know how important it is for them to show up on the call. So it took us about 2 weeks to build this entire funnel back in the days. And again, today you can do it in 1 day only with AI. And I want you to understand that the VSL does one job. It takes a cold lead and make them want to book a call. It qualifies them and educates them on the problem. Then it presents a solution. Pretty simple. Next, once the funnel was built, we decided to send traffic. Obviously, to send traffic, you need to script some ads, and to script some winning ads, what I was doing back in the days is that I was going to the Facebook ads library, searching within a niche. So in that case, we were looking for competitors that Manuel had. And whenever we saw that one ad was active for more than a month, we knew it was a winner. So we'll just watch the ad, take the exact same script and adapt it to our offer. Nowadays that we have more cash flow, we are using Foreplay, which is a tool that will help you to find winning ads, and it will let you save, organize, and study winning creatives across any single niche. So in both ways, you're not guessing what hook to write. You're just reading the market and building on what's already proven. Then you just test multiple angles, multiple hooks, and you kill what doesn't work, and you scale what does. Then once we had the script, we send them to Manuel so he can recode. We just got a video edited, and we just started investing 30 euros per day in ads. And just a side note, the same client today is spending $2,000 a day when we started with 30. But back to what I was saying. So when we launched his ads, he was getting calls back to back. But booking calls doesn't mean you are collecting money. We had a bottleneck. Most of the calls were not showing up. And most agencies lose money here and never realize it. So the reason why people are not showing up on calls is because it's not important enough for them. So you just need to change the frame, and it starts with the thank you page. So the thank you page is the video they're gonna see right after they book a call. So we decided to fix this thank you page. It was kind of like a second VSL. We were just showing the results we got with our system and letting people know that the reason why we got these results is because the call they just booked was all about their business and their current state. We just let them know that once they will be jumping on a call, they will have an expert asking them in-depth questions about their business to understand their current state. And by the end of the call, they will walk away with a strategy. And if they want to move forward and we both see it's a match, we will give them a proposal on the call. So now people are coming for something. They will show up on the call because they will actually understand when they join the call how much money they can save on their monthly taxes. So now there is a reason to show up. But we didn't stop here. We rewrote the entire email sequence that we were sending automatically whenever someone would book a call. Instead of just sending blank reminders, we were sending case studies of people we have helped, showing proof. Plus, we added one more step. Whenever someone was booking a call, we had a setter reaching out automatically to the lead on WhatsApp and asking some basic questions. Hey, Mr. Client, thanks for booking a call with Manuel. So I see in your form that you have this problem and that you're trying to solve XYZ. I just want to ask you a couple of questions to prepare the call. Do you have 2 minutes now? And then you just engage the conversation. And if the customer doesn't reply, we just call him before even the call happens. The reason why we did this was first of all to build rapport, also to provide value upfront, but most importantly to make sure they don't forget about a call. And then finally, the same team member will add the prospect to a WhatsApp group with the closer who is in charge of making the call. So the closer is already in the conversation before even the call happening. He's building rapport, creating a relationship, and then by the time they join the call, they already feel like they know the person on the other side. So we have evolved this process over time, and the core principle never changed. The more human contact you have between booking and call, the higher the show-up rate is. Full stop. Now, at this stage, we fixed the funnel and we started to make some money, but we still had a bottleneck. The sales team wasn't closing enough. So back in the days, what we did is that we asked Manuel to send us all the Zoom recordings from the calls the sales team had. Back in the days, it was crazy. You had no transcription. You had to do everything yourself manually. Today, you can just use AI and pull out the transcripts, and you can even use AI to analyze your sales calls. So it's basically the same principles, but it's going 10 times faster. So we analyzed the calls and we were looking for patterns. What objections keeps coming up? What questions are killing the momentum? At what moment are we losing them? Every objection on a call is a signal. It means that the funnel isn't answering that question before they get on a call, in which case it puts a lot of pressure on the sales team. So you just have to fix the funnel. Once you get every single objection and you inject them back into your marketing, guess what? The sales call gets easier. And so we used the call analysis to write better ads, better emails, better WhatsApp messages. Everything feeds everything. And that's exactly what a full stack system looks like when it's actually working. So once we fixed the entire system, we scaled the budget. We went to 100 euros a day, then 500, then up to 2,000 euros a day. And you have to understand that the infrastructure supposed to spend. Without it, more budget is just more waste. So before getting into the numbers, I just want to show you what we have done for Manuel. In fact, on my friend's YouTube channel, I had a 1-hour interview with him, and I will just let him speak about his experience and translate it for you, so you can understand I'm not bullshitting you. Alright, so now we're getting to the most important section, the numbers. But before we get into this, I want to do a quick pause. If you're a freelancer or you're trying to scale an agency, instead of buying a course, I have created a free school community where you have an 8-hour masterclass. You have it all for free. That covers everything I did myself in my agency to go from 0 to multiple 7 figures a year. You have everything, all the templates, the outreach messages, the sales scripts, and people implementing what we are showing in the masterclass are getting incredible results. So if you're serious about scaling your agency, just pause this video and click on the link below. It's in the description. Just take 30 seconds to join the free school community and come back to this video. Alright, so now let me show you the numbers. So as I said, I had a flat retainer with Manuel. He was paying us 2.5k a month plus 30% profit. So at the time he joined, he was doing barely 8,000 euros a month profit. The deal was pretty simple. The more profit I add, the more money I make. And if I don't add any profit, I'm not making extra money. So I just put some screenshots of the payment we had so you can see how it evolved over time. But Manuel started at 15k a month, and first year together in 2022, we finished the year just under 1 million. We scaled his ad spend to 30 euros a day to 500 euros a day. That's a 16x increase. Then on the second year, we achieved 2 million euros in revenue with the exact same VSL funnel. And this year, we scaled up to 450k a month. He's now stable at 250,000 euros a month minimum, and at his peak, he's doing 450,000 euros a month. Can you just imagine? This guy went from 15,000 euros a month to 450k a month. And we scaled with him. That's how we got paid crazy amounts. He also scaled his team from 4 people to 25, and he moved to Mauritius. And now Manuel has an audience on Instagram. But when we reached these numbers, he had only 8,000 followers. He had no YouTube channel, and the system drove the results, not the audience. So now, how can you do this yourself with AI today? What took us years and an entire team, you can now compress into days. Finding your ideal client, finding your own manual. You can use Instagram outreach. You just target business owners exactly as I did, people who are running ads. They are already investing in their growth, and that's a signal. Building their funnel. If you don't know funnel building, you can just use Claude or ChatGPT. You feed it with the offer, the avatar, the outcome. It can build the landing page for you, but also the VSL script, the email sequences, the ad scripts, the WhatsApp messages. You just direct and it builds. For the ads, you can use Foreplay to study what's winning in your niche. If your client doesn't have enough time to record ads, you can just use HeyGen. You can create an avatar of your client so he doesn't have to record videos anymore. The show-up system. You can automate the WhatsApp message. You can automate the email sequence. The team member who calls before the call happens, that will stay human. You can still do it with AI, but it's better to do it with humans. So my point is, everything around it runs on autopilot. One person, a laptop, the full stack, and that's the business now. So you have to understand that if you want to get these results for yourself and for your clients, you should stop being a freelancer who builds funnels. You should stop being the guy who only runs the ads. You need to become the growth operator, the full stack marketer, who builds the entire machine that generates $250,000 a month for a client. And you want to make sure that you price accordingly. That's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If it was useful, please subscribe. And by the way, when we hit 5,000 subscribers, I will be doing a live draw. One subscriber will win a full one-on-one coaching session with me of 1 hour, plus the latest MacBook Air. Alright guys, take care, subscribe, hit the notification bell, drop a comment if you have any question, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.